Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Box Office Receipts for the weekend of November 1st, 2019. I'm your host, Tyler Callahan, and it is one of those episodes where we have quite a bit to talk about. So, what do we have to talk about? Well, we got the new releases from the weekend, of course, what's left in the top 5, international updates, as well as coming out this weekend. So let's start with the weekend top 5. Opening in first place is Terminator Dark Fate with 29 million. Back in second place is Joker with 13.5 million for a total of 299.1 million. In third place is Maleficent, Mistress of Evil with 13 million for a total of 85.2 million. In fourth place is Harriet, opening with 11.6 million. Lastly, in fifth place is The Addams Family with 8.2 million for a total of 85 million. So to get that out of the way, I got a bit wrong here. I thought Terminator would take some of Joker's audience away, and that turned out not to be true at all. In fact, it beat Maleficent for second place. I also thought that Harriet would do worse than The Addams Family, but it performed better than expected. Also, the other movie that came out was Motherless Brooklyn, which made 3.5 million for the 9th place finish. Now let's talk about the stinker in the room with Terminator Dark Fate. This was projected to do around 40 million, and I assumed that even if it bombed at 30 million, it would still be in first place. Kinda said it in a half-joking way. I did not think it would actually bomb like this and do even worse coming in at 29 million. To make this worse, I found out that the budget for the movie is around 180 million, which is insane. You would think, oh, the last Terminator made a small profit. Let's increase the budget for the next one. Like, what? Internationally, it is not strong there either, coming in at 94.6 million, so it is currently at 125.6 million. It needs to get around the 400 to 500 range to make a profit, which, at this point, is unlikely to happen. Reports are coming out now that the movie could cost studios up to $100 million. I say studios because while Paramount is the main studio for it, that is only for domestically. Internationally, Fox, aka Disney, has distribution rights, and Tencent also has a share of the movie, putting in some money for the budget. So multiple studios are affected with this poor performance. Now James Cameron says this does lay the groundwork for sequels if people want them, and it looks like the people have spoken. They do not want them. Looking at other international updates, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil is at 297.5 million internationally, for a worldwide total of 383.6 million. I will say while it has been a weak opening, the legs have been holding well for Maleficent, and Disney should be happy with that. The Addams Family is at 44.5 million internationally for a worldwide total of 130 million. Zombieland Double Tap is at 27.7 million internationally for a worldwide total of 87.8 million. Lastly, Joker is at 634 million internationally for a worldwide total of 934.5 million worldwide. It is still on track to pass $1 billion and should do so within the next 2 weeks. I'll go more into it when it actually does pass it, but this is record breaking and might signal a change in comic book movies. For this weekend, we have a few new movies coming out. We have a family movie with Playing with Fire, an action movie with Midway, a romantic comedy Last Christmas, and the biggest one, a sequel to The Shining with Dr. Sleep. So all these movies, some have to underperform, and I think the top 2 to do so would be Midway and Playing with Fire. Playing with Fire seems like a generic family movie, with the only standout being that it stars John Cena. For Midway, I just do not see the hype for it, and while it should do decent thanks to Veterans Day, it's not going to break out. For Last Christmas, it has the unique thing of being a holiday romantic movie and being one of the few and the first for this year. For Dr. Sleep, it is a sequel to one of the most famous movies ever made, and early reviews have been positive. I think with Terminator being weak, Dr. Sleep should take first place. So my predictions for the weekend top 5 are: in first place, Dr. Sleep; second place, Terminator Dark Fate; third place, Last Christmas; fourth place, Midway; and fifth place, Joker. I'm giving Joker the benefit of the doubt here because it refuses to die. For the others, it's how I expect them to end up. Now, from fourth place down, I expect to be a lot of them between 8 to 12 million, so those along with Playing with Fire and Maleficent can fluctuate a lot. But what do you think will be in the top 5 this weekend? Let me know on Instagram at Tyler Callahan Media or on my Facebook page. Link is in the description. And that's it for this week's episode of Box Office Receipts. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.